Greetings, YouTube. And for anyone outside the United States, this phrase right here is not New Orleans. It's Nolans. Don't ask me why, but that's how they say it. Today's news item comes out of Texas. Apparently, much to my shock, in Texas, transgendered people can use proof of reassignment surgery to have their licenses changed to show what gender they currently are. They're transitioning from male to female to female to male. And it was actually legal, keep an eye on that word, for them to get married to a member of the opposite gender in Texas. Because in their Texas's constitution, marriage is defined as a marriage between one man and one woman. I guess the Mormons aren't welcome there. But some new legislation in Texas would strip transgendered people of that right. They would no longer be able to get married because their marriage would then be defined as a same-sex marriage. Even though it's already legal now and has been for 2 years, the Republicans now want to change this, including the governor. In fact, the governor's spokesperson even admitted that there are people who are born intersexed, and once they have surgery, it decides for them which way they go, male or female. They would also get caught in this net, because how do you define what gender and sex they are if you don't know what gender and sex you are? Approximately 1% of humanity is intersexed. That means there are approximately 3 million Americans that are somewhere between completely male and completely female. Some of them might not even know themselves that they're intersexed. Some of these things are internal. They could be having issues and not understanding why, or it may never arise, and they will never know in their entire lives that they're intersexed. So how would it matter if they got married? It doesn't. And it shouldn't matter that a transgendered person who's decided that they want to be female or want to be male should not be discriminated against by the state of Texas or anyone else. I'm going to read a quote here, and it's a real keeper. We want to be recognized as people. We want to have the same rights as all of you. Now, to me, that is the heart of the issue. Equal treatment under the law for everyone, regardless of your sex, gender, or orientation. It's pretty much the entire drive behind these same-sex marriage proposals being hotly contested all across this nation. Just plain and simple, equality under the law. But some conservatives would tell you that allowing two people who love each other, and that's what this is about, two people who love each other, to marry would somehow violate the sanctity of marriage. But I gotta tell you something, folks. In my state of New Hampshire, same-sex couples can get married. And do you know how much effect it's had on my marriage? 0. Why? Because I'm not a bigot. You want to see sanctity of marriage? In Texas right now, a gay man and a lesbian woman could get married. Never engage in intercourse, never consummate their marriage, but they could get married. No one can stop them. Why? Because one is male and one is female. It doesn't matter that their marriage is a sham. That's legal. It's considered sanctified. That's crap. We should allow people who love each other to marry each other. Their sex, their gender, their orientation should play no matter whatsoever. Now, last time I checked, a lot of conservatives are all about the small government. So explain to me how telling people who they can and cannot marry, two consenting adults that want to marry each other, I'm waiting for a conservative to tell me how that's an endorsement of small government. Because it definitely doesn't seem like an endorsement to small government to me. Are you going to start having DNA checks done to make sure that a person isn't intersexed? To make sure that they fall on one end of the scale or the other? And if they don't quite, how much are they allowed? Are they allowed with 10% of male or female? 20% of male or female? Or if you get too close to that 50% mark, are you going to put a big stamp on their forehead that says, nope, you don't get married? Yeah, I'm annoyed at these people. These conservatives in Texas are giving a bad name to all Americans. Frankly, it doesn't surprise me. It's another shining example of conservatives sticking their nose in places it doesn't belong.